When fans tuned in to Married to Real Estate, they didn't just see beautiful homes. They saw partnership, love, and family, a couple who built something meaningful from the ground up. For 4 successful seasons, Egypt Sherrod and Mike Jackson turned everyday homes into dream spaces while juggling parenting, business, and marriage. The HGTV show quickly became one of the network's most beloved series, and even earned a Daytime Emmy nomination in 2025. But just as their success seemed unstoppable, the news came that no one expected. Married to Real Estate was canceled, and the way Egypt and Mike found out left fans stunned. The couple say the story of Married to Real Estate began with nothing more than a phone camera and a big idea. They were already running their own real estate and renovation company in Georgia, balancing work with raising their daughters. What started as simple home-recorded clips soon caught HGTV's attention and became a full-fledged reality series that celebrated family, entrepreneurship, and design. From the start, the show made history. Egypt and Mike led the first HGTV renovation series featuring an African-American family to last more than 1 season. Viewers praised its warmth, honesty, and transparency, a real marriage and real business shown without filters. Egypt told people, "What we're most proud of is what this showed people. What you can create, what you can do when you don't wait." Fans loved that message. Many even wrote to say the show inspired them to pursue careers in real estate or renovation themselves. That's why the June 2025 cancellation hit so hard. Not just for fans, but for Egypt and Mike too. They learned the news while on vacation in the Mediterranean. Egypt remembers standing at the airport, still unpacking their luggage, when the phone rang. It was HGTV management, calling to tell them that their show was over. She laughed at the irony through disbelief. The last time they'd gone on vacation, to celebrate their anniversary in Costa Rica, they'd returned to find out that their entire production team had been replaced. She joked, "Maybe we shouldn't go on vacation anymore." But behind the humor was disappointment. The truth, they say, is that Season 4 felt different from the start. Every single person from the original team, producers, editors, showrunners, was gone. Egypt described how they often felt ignored or overruled on creative decisions. "We weren't listened to," she said. "At many points, we felt mowed over." Mike added that even though they were executive producers, it no longer felt like their show. It was like, wait, isn't this our house, our kids, our story? The new leadership brought production delays that threw everything off schedule. They went through dark weeks, where filming completely stopped. As small business owners, that created real-life stress. Client projects slowed, communication broke down, and Egypt says she and Mike even used their own money to finish work for homeowners when production stalled. By the time Season 4 wrapped, it had taken nearly twice as long to film as previous years, and it premiered months late, losing its familiar time slot. Fans noticed. Some started asking whether the show was returning at all, which hurt ratings and fueled confusion. Then came the online rumors. False stories claiming that Egypt and Mike had separated. Mike shut that down immediately, saying, "We're still deeply in love and having fun and traveling." Still, Egypt admits that the lack of communication from the network made the whole situation worse. Emails went unanswered. Calls weren't returned. Later, they learned why. HGTV's longtime head of content, Lauren Rook, had been privately battling leukemia and tragically passed away in June 2025. Egypt says learning that news gave her perspective. "It still saddens me," she said. "We went to his memorial, and it was heartbreaking. But in the moment," she says, "they just needed guidance. Someone to help them understand what was happening." HGTV later released a statement to people, saying, "While it is never easy to share that a show has run its course, HGTV has the utmost respect for and enjoyed working with Egypt and Mike on Married to Real Estate for 4 seasons. For Egypt and Mike, those 4 seasons remain a source of pride and a lesson." Egypt said simply, "That is how a hit show gets canceled." But the couple isn't standing still. Egypt owns the Married to Real Estate trademark, meaning the brand belongs entirely to them. They've hinted at new projects and platforms. Maybe streaming, maybe something completely different. As Egypt put it, "We're just sitting still for a minute to create what's next for us." In the meantime, they continue running their Atlanta-based company, Indigo Road Realty, which handles real estate sales, interior design, and construction. They also produce their own home furnishings line and co-host the podcast Marriage and Money, where they share advice on relationships, finances, and work-life balance. Egypt says that everything fans saw on TV was real, their marriage, their challenges, and their victories. And she believes the end of the show is just the beginning of another chapter. "It was an amazing roller coaster ride," she said. "We have no regrets. We lead with love, and we leave with love." Mike added one last message to viewers. "If it didn't come from us personally, it didn't come from us." So while Married to Real Estate may have ended, Egypt Sherrod and Mike Jackson's story is far from over. They built something bigger than a show. They built a legacy of love, creativity, and faith in what comes next.